So I was talking to my daughter the other day, driving her to a friend's house, and I said, look, one thing that I advise is to always question the status quo. Never just go with the flow and what the crowd's doing. Always ask why. Anyway, a bit of a segue into a bit of a real estate ramble here, so apologise, but I was just thinking about that as it relates to property and the property market and what we've experienced recently and what we're experiencing now. You know, there was all this, greed and competitiveness and obsessiveness, and everyone's jumping on the property bandwagon, getting involved, and we saw that property boom, and there's this noise and chaos and urgency, and everything's running at a very fast pace, and then the dynamics shift, and we've seen the softening market now, and everything's gone quiet. And I think it leaves some people a bit confused because they use the crowd, they use the populace, they use the status quo to guide their decisions. And I think often when there's that level of greed and competitiveness and madness, and it's not all greed, don't get me wrong, like people need homes, right? I'm in property, I love it. But when there's that intensity happening, people aren't as aware, they're not as clear, they don't have that level of clarity to allow them to make better decisions. And again, I'm not saying people have made poor decisions, but that's what happens when there's that level of noise and you don't get time to think, you don't get time to ask those questions. Right now, we've fallen into a softening market, and people have fear, people have uncertainty, and I think fear is an absolutely good sign of when we need to be bold, we need to have courage, and we need to take action, because it's often a signal of telling us what we need to move towards in life. And yet right now, people have got this fear and uncertainty, and no one else are making moves, so everyone's, it's psychological. People pull back. Well, no one else is buying property, so I'm going to not buy property. Yet when in fact, this might be the best time to buy property. I know Warren Buffett talks about this, when people are greedy and aggressive and making all the moves, maybe that's time to step back. And I probably just butchered his quote there, but that's a time to step back and be humble. When people are in fear, that's the time to step in. So really interesting sort of thought there for you anyway. I thought I'd share it because honestly, I think right now there are some good buying opportunities for those that are mindful and aware and are able to make the right decisions, do the homework. There is a lot less noise to be distracted by. So you get a lot more time to really do your assessment, think about the opportunities and find the opportunities, see the opportunities. Again, when there's chaos and the noise that we've just experienced in the boom for the last 5 years, hard to see those opportunities, and you just almost jump on anything. And that's what I did actually see selling property. But anyway, my little bloody ramble for the day. Have a good one.